explain my fascination and love for death and black metal. There's a difference, by the way.
Listen, my friend,
black metal is
worried about that for a long time.
death
in
metal
the
is
studio,
not. But I found this wonderful on Songza. They got this Scandinavian death metal channel, and I have been turned on to it. They're called Dimini Bu. I'm not Scandinavian, but these guys are this black metal band, and instead of guitars, it's a lot of synthesizers and strings.
Yeah,
so it's like black metal or death metal opera, you know? It's like whoo, and then strings and things.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's like, you know, it's like concept album, and it's like.
How do you make a piece of music death metal? What are the ingredients?
Okay, there's your regular metal.
Feedback in the amp.
There's your regular metal, and your regular metal tends to be a little nicer. That's like that's got. Death metal is extreme, usually fast. Right. Has what's known as break beats in it.
Right.
So not break beats. It's the blast beats. What they call blast beats.
Gunning kind of thing.
Usually have someone growling. The vocals have to be like growly and like deathy.
Right, got it.
But death metal has riffs and can have a melody. Black metal, if you take away the niceness, you make it meaner. So it's usually you know.
There was niceness there at some point.
You got riffs, you know. You got like you could possibly hum death metal. You could. If you did, you might summon a demon. But you could do it. You could. But there is Christian death metal. There's a band called Moonspell, which is a Christian death metal band. It's actually really good.
I knew. Yeah.
It really is.
All right, let's look it up.
I think Quigley was in a Christian band.
Yes.
Wasn't he in a Christian?
It is Quigley After Dark. We don't know what happens when he
don't
goes
have.
out of this studio.
I picture that guy having his own. Maybe he and the Cruise.
So that Greg can get back in. I can't see the handle here, but
it's unlocked.
it is okay.
Maybe that Cruise guy. He has his own. He's got
Cruise
his. He has
is coming in today, this afternoon. He's got his new show time at 2 o'clock on Fridays. Now.
You tell him that.
So if you
ask
go
him
over
this.
a little bit,
I have to go way over.
There might be this train wreck thing.
How about ask him if he wants me to? I want to be on his show, and I want to ask him some questions from a young Earth creationist perspective. See if he'd like to do that.
I know you. Yes.
See what he says.
I don't know how if we're going to ever get the two of you together in this.
I don't think he exists.
You ask your questions. I will film answers.
How about
and then
that?
You respond back. We'll film that, and we'll eventually have a conversation put together in editing.
How about if I ask it? I'll pretend like I'm one of Adam Sandler's characters. You know, like you know how he has that voice he talks in, and.
Yes, that would do it. But yeah, I'd like to put together a little piece of video with the two of you. Do it out of context, maybe. His answer to whatever question, your question, answer, that kind of thing, and just make it like we want it.
Just have I'll come up with questions about, I don't know, like how about how about special uses for potted meat? How about I've talked before about how it saved my marriage.
You gotta,
Is a marital aid potted meat?
I know.
Deviled ham saved my marriage.
Wait.
Really did. Erotic potted meat.
All right. So what are we talking about? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Could talk about erotic.
We just had this incident in the news, but
we did. We could talk about positive hate. We could talk
positive and negative hate.
We could talk about positive hate. Okay, we'll go there. We'll go there. I'll see what comes up.
Then we're going to go into love, hate, and more to love.
Yeah. Well.
And
we got that 15-minute intro. When does that start?
Daniel was, well, it's either done in post or it's done live, and we're trying to move back toward live now.
We are?
Yeah, we are. Less editing. Start the intro, start the show, end with the outro, done. And that's Daniel's challenge. He also has to pull up lower thirds. He seems to forget about those sometimes.
What are lower thirds?
That's why the problem is he doesn't know what.
We talked about krautrock early on. You weren't here for the krautrock discussion.
I think we need to play some of that death metal music along the way throughout the show. Every once in a while, just to crank it up.
Yeah.
You know, just
I'd like
hit them with it.
Or that Bob Dylan box set.
Oh yeah, have you gotten through it yet?
Oh, I've several times. I'm gonna see Neutral Milk Hotel. I thought it was this weekend, but actually it's in a couple of weeks.
Neutral Milk Hotel.
Yeah. Do you like those guys? You like them, right?
I've heard of you.
Okay,
I like them.
See, there you go. Clears up on
I'm gonna be watching Neutral. I'm gonna be listening to those guys.
Where are they? In Atlanta, of course. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be at the.
We don't get those kind of bands in Columbus for some reason.
No,
we get the old washout country.
A lot of hair metal cover bands come through come to Columbus.
Hair metal from the
Though,
72.
what are the names? They were an up-and-coming band from Athens. They still are. They've been here a couple of times. What are they called? Oh, what are they?
The Winter Sound?
They come through here? Well, this is, what are they called? That's not who I'm thinking of. Rolling Stone did a big expose on those guys. Oh, what are they called? I can't remember.
What do they sound like?
They're sort of poppy. They sort of have a Ben Folds 5-ish sound to me.
Athens put out a lot of bands.
A lot of bands came through Athens. Led Zeppelin came through. People don't realize that.
Jimmy Page at the UGA.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta leave in 15 minutes. Just give you a
Come on, we got to go.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
This thing has been rolling for a while. This show, if we can piece together this, I think we'll have a show already done.
Yeah,
Right now, we've already had a show done.
Already show. I like
Yes.
that.
If you leave it up to Daniel, he's been recording since you walked in the room.
Let's talk about colon health. I'm all about duodenums.
Can we not go down there?
I just like saying duodenum.
Yes. Yes.
Just, what's that guy Bowser from Sha Na Na? If he said duodenum, I think I'd like just.
Those two thoughts, that person and that term just came together here for the first time ever in the universe.
Bowser and duodenum.
In the history of time, those two
I like that guy.
put together. It happened right here.
He's still alive, Bowser.
Not just say it, but sing it.
Yeah. That's right.
Bowser. He's
duodenum.
probably still there. The guy's probably dressed like the 50s. He's still making
Sha Na
money
Na
doing
were
this.
at Woodstock. They hung out with Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
So it's the thing.
So,
All right, Daniel's trying to pull us together because he's got a job here to do.
Let's do it.
Come on, let's try it. I don't promise anything at this point.
I think I got some beard here on the desk.
Yeah, there's a
Sorry
lot
about
of
that.
things on this desk. I don't know why. A lot of things have happened on this desk. Don't want to go into it.
and
What?
recording in 5, 4, 3.
Hi, everyone. Welcome
Well, I
to.
gotta play the intro.
Oh, you got to play an intro. Boom. I thought we were rolling, man. All right.
Recording in
Cut.
5, 4, 3.
All right, we've made it. We are here. This has got therapy after that brilliant intro that
The
Daniel
War and
Quigley
Peace.
put together.
The
But
War and Peace
did you
of
notice all
intros.
the topics that we
There were a
have
lot
to
of
cover
topics.
during this show? It's
Yeah, I
going to be
think,
very interesting. I'm Michael Baltimore. This is Dr. Dan Rose, the Executive Director of the Counseling Center here at Columbus State University, here in Columbus, Georgia. And we're on Columbus State Television. Here
The
we are.
potentate of mental health on this campus.
Oh, that's
Me.
a nice term you've just
Potentate.
given yourself. All right, so what are we going to do? Well, we're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about a number of issues that sometimes in the news, sometimes research, sometimes just popular topics, sometimes more clinical and mental health issues and supervision and those kind of things. So,
Bazooka Joe comics. Remember those from with the gum? Remember
yes, I
Bazooka
do.
Joe?
Yeah.
Talk
you
about
got, You
those.
got the little cartoon thing
Oh,
and
yeah.
also the little phrase down
They
there.
were
Was
never
that a-
really funny to me.
They
I don't know.
weren't. They weren't
Did you guys
funny.
find those funny? Because I just never really.
They probably still make those. I don't know. I don't know if
probably
our
do.
audience. A lot of our audience would probably remember that for sure.
People don't realize the early ones are really racist. I'm just
Probably.
saying. They
I
just,
don't-
really a lot of.
Well, we've had that show before, so we're gonna today we're gonna talk about some things. Listen, I'm leaving it up to you today. This is gonna be a change.
Up to me.
Because usually I try to structure this along the road of some kind
I
of topic,
can't.
A, B, C, and then the end. But no,
Huh.
you go anywhere.
Well, we could. Yesterday was National Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Yes,
But it's
I heard
really
that.
hard to tie that into mental health.
It really
Other than
is.
talking like a pirate really is good for your mental health. I don't know if you guys knew that, but
I think it probably is.
could, yeah.
I think it is because I mean it's humor, right? After all, we're having fun.
good.
Yeah, that's a good balance with all the things that we have to deal with in our stress in our lives. Have a little laugh, joke a little bit. We certainly do this on this show. You were talking a minute ago. You remember what you were talking about. There's so many things. But
My mom has a wooden leg. I was talking about that.
No, we weren't.
No.
We weren't talking about that.
Patch. She's got an eye patch too, and a parrot. My mom. No, I'm sorry. What was I talking about?
I don't remember. I forgot.
I don't know. Wait.
Bad, good and bad. You remember?
Oh, positive and negative hate.
Positive and
right,
negative hate.
Hate gets a bad rap.
Hate gets a bad
But
rap.
it
You've
does.
got to talk about that a little bit more
And-
because I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Well, it works like this, like there's this guy. You've heard that I'm into this psychoanalytic stuff, right? There's a rumor.
Yes,
There's a rumor.
I've picked that up over like 4
rumor.
years now of
Yeah.
doing this show. Yes.
How long
go
have we
ahead.
been? How long have we been hanging out?
We've been
4
hanging out
years.
about 4 years.
That's
yeah.
a long. I just realized, like, I can retire in 4 years.
This is part of your legacy, by the way, and I'll just say that
I'm not saying I'm gonna. Don't anybody get the idea. I'm not retiring, but I'm just saying in 4 years I could.
there's going to be a box set of these Got Therapy
You
shows
could.
just for you. I know
Well,
it.
retiring would be an example of positive hate. Positive hate. We'll get to that.
Oh,
so
okay.
we're
Well,
talking
I'm
about
gonna
this
put that
negative and positive H. Hate gets a bad rap. My friend Wilfred Bion he's a
That's right.
He's an object relation theorist, a bit of a mathematician and also a philosopher of sorts. And he talks about one of the things he talks about is the uses of hate.
Mm-hmm.
And my pal Winnicott, Donald Winnicott, a famous psychoanalyst and pediatrician, he actually has
Object
they
relations,
just released, you can get them on, I think you can watch them on YouTube. He gave for like 10 years, he gave these BBC talks where he would talk about to moms, to their kids. They're really good. You should see this guy.
All right.
He's
We'll
really
take a
cool.
look, see if we can find this.
He's got one of those accents though, so if you're put off by British accents, did it suddenly get bright in here?
Yeah, it got very bright in here.
Okay, yes.
Daniel's trying to, shed a little light on the topic.
I like
right
it.
there, but keep going.
As long as it makes, whatever makes me look attractive, do what you got to do.
There's not much we can do there,
Okay.
but we're going to continue.
Especially George Lucas, you got to call in for that. So you got the positive. So Winnicott talks about how one of the things that makes a successful mom and baby couple is the capacity for each of them to be able to hate the other and survive it. The baby to hate and then the mom survives
The
it.
survival of hate. Interesting.
The mom be able to hate the infant and the infant to be able to survive. And what that requires to some degree is something called positive H. And
Okay.
hate, and people don't think about this.
Yeah, we've got to define
But
that a little bit
anytime,
here, right?
like for instance, I have to leave a little earlier today
Yes.
because I
We
have
hate that too, by the way.
I have an appointment. I'm getting my beard trimmed.
Oh, please.
So
45 minutes in the morning getting this thing ready. Now you
Yes.
have to spend another hour
I got
getting
it. I
this
will
thing
get
cut.
get massaged,
Come
and
on,
there's
I mean-
there's this. The
But hate
Japanese
is-
have this
Yes, I'm trying.
this way of being able to cause hairs to straighten, and you can do that with your beard.
Yes.
So the next time you see me, I may have like a
Oh,
straight.
like the straight. Yeah,
I might
okay,
have.
all right,
I'm
man,
sorry,
we-
yeah, but the positive surviving hate.
Our audience will tune in for that, if nothing else. But go back to the positive.
The
and
example
negative.
of, like, say, I have to leave early. That's an
Yes.
example of that is a positive H. I'm saying, look, I have to take care of myself. I have to think some things to do. And in the act of doing that, I am drawing a line in the sand, and I am, in some ways, in a minimal way, damaging you guys. I have to leave.
Right.
A boundary in itself is always, in a minimal sort of way,
Yeah, I'm saying because hate
an
is
affront.
right.
But-
Hate is a strong word. We just have to be.
But
Maybe define
Winnicott
it in this
and
way.
some of these object relations guys want to be able to salvage it and to be able to say that the capacity to be able to say no, to set a boundary, the capacity to be able to. A lot of the kids out there are doing this dating thing. It's been a
Yes.
while. I've been off the market for a while. Sorry, ladies, but
Yes.
I'm off the market. Been off the
Yes.
market for some time.
Yes.
I've been married 37 years.
Oh, there's the deal right there. Off the market for that long.
That's
at
it, yeah.
least, right?
Actually, my expiration date was about 37 years ago. But I'm off the market.
Yes,
When you are
and-
dating,
Dating.
navigating, setting boundaries is really important. How do you say, you know what, I really need some time to myself, but you know
Right.
that's going to hurt your partner.
Absolutely. Right.
Being able to hate your partner in a positive way allows you to be able to set those boundaries.
Okay.
That's kind of what he's
All
saying.
right, so setting a boundary
Uh-huh.
then becomes this issue of some hate. That's a strong word. A lot of people will shy away from that word, but the notion of hate. So it's minimal in a sense, but you're having to go against the grain, and you're setting a boundary, taking care of yourself in your example,
Positive hate.
and then we have the result of that, which we're not happy with, maybe, that you have to leave early.
And that's where the concept of sort of hate comes in, because in setting a boundary, we affect the other in a way that is sometimes less than positive.
Okay.
You know, when the baby
Right.
is screaming and yelling,
Yes.
and it generates in the mom, and anybody, but we'll use mom as an example,
Right, sure.
there is often a reaction that, you know, I want this baby to shut up, I'll throw it out the window. I mean, lots of things move through your mind.
Stop
and
crying, yes. Right.
your capacity to be able to hold those and give them a name can allow you to move through them in a way. But if you repress them, if you're unable to set boundaries, if you're unable to move throughout the world and allow yourself to feel a broad range of sometimes troubling affective experiences, you have the capacity to at least stunt yourself, keep yourself from being able to have the sort of relationships you might want. But worse, you could generate the possibility for a catathymic event, an explosion, a way in which your frustrations build and something bad happens.
Right. So it's part of good mental health, maybe, is, if I'm hearing this correctly, that we manage that negativity.
Allow
that
yourself
hate,
to,
allow
yeah,
yourself
to be
well,
able to
manage it, not just kind of go
Well,
off.
I think both, and there's also positive and negative. Al Beyond talks about this. There's a way to love people, but we'll stick with hate for a second.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to get
If-
to that too.
You can think about that your capacity to be able to experience it, because we often have this notion, and I like to disabuse people of this notion that they have control over their feelings.
Oh, you're telling us we do
I don't
not
know.
have control over our
Well,
feelings.
you have control over what you
Write that
do with
down.
them, but not
Yes.
your feelings. Your feelings occur unbidden. They occur before you have a chance to think them. They are, at their initial arrival, non-cognitive. They are affective, pure and simple. You feel.
Yes.
Now, what you do afterwards, you have control over. And when we talk about this notion of positive and negative hate, you are often feeling like, I have a kid.
Right. you
And
do.
I had a kid late in life. Believe it or
Yes.
not, I'm 73 years old.
Yeah, you are. Pretty
So
young. There's no
I'm
doubt
up
about
there. I don't look like a day over 68.
How old is your son?
47. No.
47.
No, my kid is 6. He's about
Six.
6
What a
years old.
great age.
It is a good
I like
age.
it.
It's a good age.
However,
he's still sort of
can do
cute.
things.
I think about a couple more years that I'm no longer going to find him cute, and that's really going to be a bad. It's going to.
I don't think you're going to have a problem with that. But
Okay,
go ahead.
maybe one. But 6 years old the kid is, and up until I had the kid when I was at middle age. I had a kid.
Okay.
Well, I probably have a lot of kids I don't know about, but this is the one I do know about.
Okay, here
So
we go. Yeah.
this one I know. Up and down the Mississippi, there are probably a lot of people looking little like me.
When you were a riverboat captain. We'll,
I was,
we'll
yeah,
hear
yeah.
about that later.
I was a blues musician,
A
actually.
blues, a jazz
Yeah,
musician.
I was. I was called Krusty Gums. Was my blues name. Krusty Gums. You know, I laid down some good Krusty
All right,
Gums.
you made me laugh. But you
Okay.
got to get back on topic.
Okay,
so
yeah.
your son.
So my son.
Right, yeah.
My son comes into my life, and I'm in middle age, and my affective range had narrowed a bit because my wife and I had been together a long time, and so I have friends. I have a certain level of stability in my life. A child generates feelings in you that you probably wouldn't normally feel. Such highs and such lows.
Absolutely.
Winnicott calls a child a wonderful catastrophe.
A wonderful catastrophe. That's a term. I like it.
And I think that to the extent that I can allow myself to feel lots of things in his presence and to be impacted by him in a way that allows me to first feel them, and then the option of owning that, being able to give it a name, this is what I'm feeling, then I can do something with it. It's not an end to itself. It's not
Right. You don't
right
stop
now.
there.
Right. Right now, I'm hating my son. It's right now I'm experiencing this. You experience it, it moves through you, and then you can do something with it.
Okay.
Often in the, but and that's where this notion of reviving hate, giving it its
Right.
thumbs up to it. Not that you should be hating people,
Right. No,
but you should be positively hating. Negative
Make
hate,
that clear on the
people
on
who
the show
hate
right
in
here
the
today.
normal sense are not good at hate. if you are broadly
hate, yes.
disliking an ethnic population, let's say
Right.
that you hate people from Finland,
Right.
that Finns to you represent you have moved into negative H. That is not positive. You are not setting a boundary between you and the world in such a way that allows you to grow a self. That is the opposite. That is diffusion. That is someone who's not really good from a Bionian or Winnicottian perspective in hating.
Okay.
This is pure destructive thought and feeling that has yet to be channeled and sublimated, dealt with, named. It becomes broadly something else. To hate another ethnicity, to be openly and belligerently racist, is to shrink the self. Doesn't create the sort of boundaries that, even though between me and you, I don't, those people from Finland,
Yeah, I know.
just saying.
Yeah, I'm not going there. I like
I
those
don't know.
bands. I think they've got
You
some
like
things
that?
going on. Yeah, they've got some death metal music that you might like. By the way,
Actually, they
over there.
probably do.
I'm just
Every
saying,
nation has
I can
death
bring
metal.
you around on that.
But maybe what we could do is maybe next time we could talk about positive and negative L, because that's important.
Well, I think so, because this has been a fascinating discussion. I mean, it's very brief because you've made us all hate you.
Because I have to leave.
You gotta leave.
I have
But then it's,
my
again,
beard needs to be taken
it's-
care of.
Yeah, that is sad. But for us, what we have to do is manage that, because we like you very much. You've made
Really?
us laugh today a little bit, or
Really?
or something.
Are you
happened. I'm not
laughing
really
at
sure.
me or with me?
Oh, we're laughing at you.
Okay,
There's no
that's it.
question at all.
That's it.
There's no question at all. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Got Therapy here at Columbus State Television. Tune in next week. See Dr. Dan Rose. We're going to talk about love.
And at some
Negative
point,
and positive
faith too.
love.
There's positive and negative faith. We talked
Faith.
about
All right,
that's
that
a good one.
sounds like a plan.
Positive and
next time.
negative knowledge. You know what negative K is? Negative knowledge?
I have negative knowledge right now about what you're asking, so
There we
that
go.
might be the way it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Got Therapy. It's in the can. We'll see you next time.
It's over, right?
He's not letting us know.
Okay.
He is just doing this. And I have something to throw right over here. I know I could lob one right over those monitors.
I like
hope
the-
I get him right in the eye with this thing. And he just settles back. And Dr. Baltimore, I'm so sorry I didn't tell you that the mics were turned off. Next time I'll remember to do that.
How about that? You ever heard the song by Bob Dylan, Day of the Locusts? I've always wondered what that song might be about, but I think I've heard it practical.
Yeah, well, hey, I've never heard of it. But yeah, tell us what you think it is.
Day of the Locusts. YouTube that sucker and tell me what you think it's about. Day of the Locusts.
Day of the Locusts, Bob Dylan, from the box set.
Actually, no, this is from New Morning,
Oh, New Morning.
which is